Good afternoon. The bombs that devastated Boston yesterday were in pressure cookers loaded with nails and ball bearings. Police now believe they were hidden in duffel bags left on the sidewalk after the two security sweeps. As Marcy Gonzalez reports, the world's focus is now on the victims, including an 8-year-old boy.
The youngest of the three people killed, 8-year-old Martin Richard, standing with his family near the finish line of the Boston Marathon when one of the two bombs went off yesterday afternoon, just seconds apart. His sister and mother among the more than 175 injured when the small, crudely made explosives detonated. Packed, investigators say, with nails, metal pellets, and ball bearings to do maximum damage. From the severe shrapnel wounds to amputations, many of the injuries being treated today in more than half a dozen Boston hospitals are severe. Liz Norton's two sons each lost a leg.
They both lost a leg. Below the knee. I really don't know too much because it's just so overwhelming. It's like a nightmare.
President Obama calls this an act of terror, but no person or group has claimed responsibility. Today, investigators are studying bomb remnants and the partial bomb circuit board that was found, scouring through surveillance videos and following up on every one of the many leads still coming in.
We will find out. We will find whoever harmed our citizens, and we will bring them to justice.
And as the nation awaits justice, flags across the country are now ordered at half-staff, honoring those whose sense of security was stolen along the sidelines and the others who lost so much more. And we've learned among those who lost their lives, a 29-year-old woman from here in Massachusetts. Crystal Campbell's family confirmed she was here cheering for a friend in the race when she was killed in the blast. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Boston.
Meanwhile, a sigh of relief in Lethbridge today, where there were a handful of Southern Albertans in Boston attending Monday's marathon. CTV spoke with a Lethbridge woman who had not one but two family members who were in close proximity to the explosions. Jeanette Roche reports.
Erin Pinder spent most of Monday glued to her iPad. While here in Lethbridge, she was able to track her Aunt Tamara's progress in the Boston Marathon.
When she crosses like the 5K, 10K, 15K.
But several hours into the race, Pinder was attached to the internet for a different reason.
It just said 2 explosions at the finish line of Boston, so then I tried to look into it a little bit more, and I texted my mom to find out if she had heard anything from her sisters, because my Aunt Tamara is there as well as my Aunt Deb is spectating, so I was more concerned about Deb because she would have been right in the area where the bombs went off.
In fact, that's right where Deb Day Cameron was standing when her sister Tamara Day crossed the finish line about 35 minutes before the first explosion. That's Day in the white hat about 100 meters from the finish line. This picture was taken from the same side of the street where the bombs were planted. After news broke about the explosions, Pinder says it took about an hour to find out her aunts were okay.
It was shocking, you just don't expect something like that. I didn't even know that she was done at that point when I got the message, so then I went back and checked and she had finished.
Tamara Day is from Fort McLeod, but now lives in Airdrie. She says she had just finished the race and was walking to the family meeting area when she heard the blasts.
The first one was definitely a big blast. I thought it could be thunder. It was really loud. When we came back to our hotel and started watching the news, and we weren't even sure if we should leave our hotel. And we saw in the news that some of the hotels were evacuated and people were told not to go out in any public places, and restaurants were closing down.
Tamara Day and her sister Deb won't be returning to Canada until Wednesday, but until then, she says they're just going to make the most of a once-in-a-lifetime trip that's now turned tragic. Jeanette Roche, CTV News, Lethbridge.
No one from Canada was injured or killed in the attacks. However, there were a total of 3 runners from Lethbridge: Ryan Endersby, Karen Koenig, and Robert Turner, as well as a Coleman man, Alan Robinson. Now, indications are that they are all safe.